Hi, this is Sally Raines from the STL Sports Page. We're down here at spring training. We're actually at the swimming pool at the Homewood Suites. And I have run into a very fun fan here, and hopefully you're all following our coverage on STL Sports Page, and you are following at Rob Raines on Twitter, because I have Brian Garner with me, and Brian is down here. How'd you get your tickets down here, first of all?
I am on Twitter a lot, and I happen to be on Twitter following things going on to come down for spring training, and Rob Raines put a message on Twitter about, I've got a couple tickets for tomorrow's game if you're going to be in Jupiter. So I answered him back just randomly and said, I'll take them. Well, before you know it, he goes, well, I'm going to leave the tickets for tomorrow's game with your name on them at the Homewood Suites if you can get over and pick them up. And I messaged him back, I'm staying at the Homewood Suites with my family. I'll be happy to pick them up. This is great because with my flight not getting in till Wednesday about noon, I didn't have a ticket for the game anyway, and my wife and daughter was already down here. So it worked out perfect. Picked up the tickets at the hotel, went over to the ball game, and enjoying a great vacation.
Well, it has been a great spring training down here, and we're glad to see you and all the other fans that we have been visiting with both at the games and in the Homewood Suites lobby. But you are very unique because other people are bringing balls and getting the balls autographed by the players or their hats signed. Tell us a little bit about how you're collecting autographs.
Well, I've got an artificial leg. I've had one since I had a birth defect in my hip when I was 4 years old. I'm 57, huge Cardinal fan, huge Mizzou football fan. And a couple years ago, my son, who is a teacher in St. Louis, said, Dad, why don't you have the players autograph your leg? I never thought about it, and I've been wearing this thing 54 years. So I'd go over to the practice fields. Everybody's getting a baseball or a glove signed. Well, I'd throw my leg up on the fence and see if I could get one of the players to sign it. Well, it went on a little bit last year. It was kind of picked up by some professional photographers that put it out in the baseball world. So this year I came back down and I thought, I'm going to see who I can get this time. Well, when I hooked up with Rob and got tickets for the game, he also invited me to come back for the charity, Rainbow for Kids, in the hotel lobby, so we came back over because Matt Carpenter was signing. Well, I got in line, and kids were getting their things signed, and I said, Matt, I've got a special request if you don't mind, and asked him if he'd sign my leg. He looked at me and smiled and said, yeah. So that made my day. Then the next day, I saw Chris Carpenter behind home plate watching the Cardinal game, watched him for an inning or so, and I didn't want to intrude because you don't know how people might react. Well, after the inning was over, I walked down to the box seats, walked down, put my leg up on the seat in front of him, and said, Chris, would you mind signing my leg? Sure. So I've had several Cardinal players sign it. John Mozeliak, Jason Mott.
See who all you got down there?
David Freese signed it. Jason Mott, Mike Matheny, let's see.
I see you sporting the Mizzou sticker there.
Oh, I am a Mizzou fan, you bet. Whitey Herzog signed it over here. But my pride and joy right now is Chris Carpenter. I mean, I've been a Cardinal baseball fan since the 70s, and kind of really what made this special for me, I've followed Rob Raines for years. He's one of my favorite writers.
Nice.
And so I asked him, I don't like to stalk people, but soon as I wanted to make sure I came over and said thanks to Rob for the tickets, and I said, would you mind taking a picture? Oh, yeah. So that made my day because, like I said, I followed him for a long time. And, again, he's one of my favorite guys. So this has really been a fun vacation. We've only been here now 3 days, and the fun I've had with getting the tickets, the charity event. We had such a good time at the charity event. We bid on all kind of stuff, but we didn't, we got outbid. But that was fine. We've met some great people like you and Rob. And we're only our third day in. Who knows what's going to happen the rest of the week? We're going to be here till next Friday. And I told my daughter at breakfast this morning, the fun we've had so far down here, who knows what's going to happen the rest of the week? How can it get any better? And every day, vacation gets a little bit better. So, but I've been wearing a leg for a long time, and I've been on Twitter for a couple years, and I get people stealing looks at my leg, adults and kids over at the ballpark, but I enjoy it. My nickname is Woody. People on Twitter that follow me because of Mizzou football and Cardinal baseball, a lot of them know that I have an artificial leg because I post a lot of pictures like this, like the autographs I got from the two Carpenters. I've already posted on Twitter. People are favoriting that, and they think it's real cool. And then some of these guys that don't know me like my friends do are kind of making comments now. Like this past week I was on Twitter, and there was a guy talking about how, oh, I feel like a one-legged man in a butt-kicking contest. Well, I tweeted him back and said to him, hey, I'm a one-legged man. I feel your pain. So I have a great time with this. And I had a dad come up to me yesterday over by the berm where we were sitting. He goes, I had to stop and say, I saw you walking around yesterday. He goes, but I had to stop and say, that is so cool. And I enjoy talking to people about it. And then I had somebody in the lobby heard me talking about it the other night at dinner here. And the lady says, you know, I saw you guys down here last year. I saw you back at the Homewood Suites this year. I didn't even know you had a wooden leg. I go, oh, yeah, I've had it a long time.
Well, Brian Garner, we've had a great time with you, just as we've had fun with all the other fans, and we're enjoying bringing you the audio, video, and the articles, great articles by Rob Raines on STL Sports Page. So keep following at Rob Raines. You never know if you're going to win some tickets or what, and hopefully we got the cameraman to pan down to the leg and see all those great autographs. So this is Sally Raines signing off from STLSportsPage.com.